Good morning, small business community. My name is Leland McFarland, and I'm with Small Business Trends, and you have arrived at the Small Business Spotlight, where we like to talk about the news and information small business owners want to hear about or need to hear about in order to be able to run their business a little bit better, a little bit more efficient. Anyways, let's get on with the news. Just realized I did that. Doesn't want to cooperate with me. All right, here we go. First up, Oracle has launched enhanced AI capabilities in partnership with Google Cloud. They introduced the Oracle AI database agent for Gemini Enterprise, allowing users to interact with Oracle databases using natural language instead of complicated programming. Nathan Thomas, Oracle's senior VP, highlighted this is a way to make data management easier and more accessible, enabling business owners to make smarter decisions without needing deep technical skills. The new AI database agent helps small business owners analyze data quickly and intuitively, enabling them to understand revenue trends or customer behaviors and adjust their strategy accordingly with the integration into Google Cloud. Yeah. With these integrations into Google Cloud, these businesses can also leverage enhanced AI tools to automate tasks like data extraction and visualization, enhancing efficiency while ensuring data governance and security. This expansion reaches 15 regions worldwide, allowing local companies in places like Tokyo or Sao Paulo to access robust and tailored services. So this isn't maybe necessarily for the small business, but I would kind of maybe leverage this to the small to medium-sized business, the ones that do have products that they are trying to distribute worldwide. Not necessarily the person who is set up an Etsy shop, but maybe more of a person who's made their own cola brand. I know this. In my small area, we got our own beer distributors. I mean, it's Oregon, so everyone and their mother makes craft beer, but that's kind of the company that would probably utilize this a little bit more. Someone who does need an ERP, or someone that does need to be able to access system tools such as Oracle, but doesn't want to be able to doesn't want to have to pay someone a grand amount of money to be able to utilize those tools. That's I think who they do. And for those customers, I think that this is going to be really good to be able to access your data and to be able to utilize it a lot quicker and efficiently with natural language rather than through programming. Yeah, it's good. A lobbying firm got caught committing PPP fraud. A Florida lobbying firm, Iserman and Associates LLC, and its owner, Vicky Eisman. So it's Eisman. Okay, Eisman and Associates, and their owner, Vicky Eisman, have been fined nearly $409,000 for submitting fraudulent applications to the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. The U.S. District Courts for the Eastern District of Virginia found that the firm violated federal laws by using falsified tax documents and incorrect eligibility certifications in an attempt to gain access to taxpayer-backed loan funds. Notably, businesses involved mainly in lobbying were not eligible for these loans, raising alarms about the firm's actions. U.S. Attorney John Bierbauer emphasized that false submissions not only harm federal programs meant to help legitimate businesses, but also waste taxpayer money. This case is part of a broader effort by the Department of Justice to combat fraud in federal benefit programs in response to increasing numbers of misuse of released funds. The DOJ has established a national fraud enforcement division focusing on holding accountable those who exploit taxpayer resources. So yes, I mean, I probably put out one or two of these stories a week. Don't do fraud. this one was pretty obvious. It's like, you're a lobbying company. Lobbying companies are not allowed to do this. How did they even get approved in the first place? That to me kind of reeks of some missteps on the government's part. I mean, they could have probably lied and just said, "Well, we're totally not a lobbying company. We're a logging company." Yeah, you just misread. But yeah, it's interesting what people will try to get away with, and I mean, the fraud cases have been rampant in the news, and so yes, there's a lot of people who are getting away with it, but as you can see here, there are people who are not. So it's not worth it in my mind. Constant Contact and Canva have announced a new integration that simplifies the marketing process. And if you can make marketing that much easier, I'm all for it. This partnership allows users to create stunning designs in Canva and effortlessly transfer them into a marketing campaign through Constant Contact. This integration was revealed at the Canva Create event and aims to help small businesses and nonprofits manage their marketing across several platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Lee Ott, the Chief Product and Growth Officer at Constant Contact, highlighted that this is a one-click feature that gives businesses a competitive edge, allowing them to reach customers more easily. The seamless transition from design to campaign means that busy entrepreneurs can save time and avoid complications that previously came with downloading and re-uploading designs. Roger Coles of Canva, a Canva expert, noted that this change gives entrepreneurs precious minutes back to their day, reducing the stress of catching errors. Importantly, this integration comes at no extra cost, making it accessible for businesses on a tight budget. Both existing and new Constant Contact users can use their Connect account without incurring additional fees, and newcomers can even start with a free trial. So anything that makes your daily tasks a little bit easier, I like. And yeah, this isn't going to be the hugest time save, but every little thing counts. And not only that, but if you are using Constant Contact and if you are using Canva, then why not have an integration between the both of them without having to get a third-party software like Zapier or something like that? I'm all for these kinds of little integrations, and if it can streamline a process, and maybe with this comes a little bit more, you're able to throw it directly into a campaign from Canva or something to that effect. Yeah, don't have to go into Constant Contact. It's just, hey, go do this. I'd love to see that. All right. In a recent study by DocuSign and Deloitte, small business owners are encouraged to adopt artificial intelligence for managing agreements, as it can significantly boost their return on investments by almost 30%. The study, which surveyed over 1,100 senior leaders from various industries in 6 countries, is the advantages of using competitive AI-powered agreement management systems over traditional methods. The findings indicate that companies employing these AI systems can achieve impressive efficiency gains of 36%, leading to major time and cost savings. These businesses also report a decrease in labor costs by 29%, improving risk management and making it especially useful for small businesses that often face tight budgets and multiple responsibilities. Notably, implementing AI can reduce clerical errors by 72% and improve regulatory compliance, which are crucial for profitability of smaller firms. However, many small businesses currently use multiple tools for agreement management, creating inefficiency. The report suggests that integrating AI into a single platform can streamline the process, enhance collaboration, and allow teams to reclaim significant amounts of time. Now, of course, this is coming from DocuSign, and of course, DocuSign is our service. We have the AI integrated into it, and I'm all for that. And I know that it can kind of sound bad. It's like, oh, they're doing this study and they're saying, use a product or service that's just like ours. But that's what I always like to say is when you are wanting to integrate AI, use it in the services that you use, or use it in the services that you can use, because that will just cut down your time, because that's going to be the biggest way to use AI. Booting up ChatGPT and trying to make your own prompts and trying to make your own kind of processes, it's going to be time consuming, and then you got to maintain those. Using AI that's built into services that costs maybe $20 a month or something to that effect, that's a great way to be able to integrate the AI, be able to do the time-saving methods, and use it to catch errors or mistakes. So I'm all for this. So this is the part where I normally do deals, and I'm not going to do it. I couldn't really find that many. Companies are being a little stingy, so we're just going to go right on to our Reddit stories. An entire industry I had no idea existed. I got referred to a person that does vibration analysis for big industrial factories for some software work. Essentially measured machine vibration and detect faults. After our first meeting, I was shocked such an industry existed, and I had zero knowledge about it. Makes me wonder how many of these cool industries exist. If you know of one or think of one, drop it in the comments. So they're all out there all the time. And I live in an area that's very rural, very industrial, and it's incredibly crazy just the types of industries that I've kind of come across in my day-to-day life. One, back when I was just out of college, I did a website for a guy who flies planes and takes infrared pictures of farmland. And he makes good money, good enough money to be able to do this plane. Nowadays, I bet you anything you do it with a drone to be able to do it. But that was an industry that I had no idea existed until the guy came to me and said, I need a website. And then I had to learn about his industry to make him a good website. So what are some industries that you have heard about that maybe no one else has heard? Let's break out the secrets. Let's make them secret no more. Let me know in the comment section. I effed up. What should I do? So I bought a pizza franchise from someone I know. The first 2 months I made money, but since January it tanked. During the winter, really hard, and I have been losing about $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Oof. I've been getting loans and paying my employees off of credit cards. I can't afford this anymore. I'm going to put it up for sale, but I'm afraid no one is going to want it. I asked the franchise if they could stop charging me fees for a month since they are $1,000 a week. Ugh. And they just ghosted me. I put 10% down and they let me do seller's financing. I have no idea what to do. Help. $1,000 a week. It's pretty steep, I would imagine. And it being a flat rate, that's kind of unusual. Usually franchises are like, well, give me a percentage or something to that effect. But you've got to also buy all of your marketing, your pizza boxes or something like that from me, because it's got all of the details. Or you have to go through certain vendors for food. That's what I see when it comes to franchise. But what you may want to do, you may need to actually dial back on the employees. If you're not getting that much in customers, you probably have employees standing around. So you may need to dial back who's on, and maybe you just have one or two people or one person, and it's just you working the register and them cooking the pizzas. I've seen pizza shops with just one or two people in it. It's not out of the ordinary. But yeah, you may want to also look at a lawyer, because that's a weird fee, $1,000 a week. That's kind of steep if you're not bringing in that much money. So yeah, call a lawyer. How do I even start a business? Now, this one takes place in, from what I could see in the comments, India, but I'm going to probably approach it more from a US standpoint because that's where my audience is primarily, and that's where I'm from. So how do I even start a business at 17 years old? So I've been seeing a lot of people talk about starting their own thing, and I want to start one, but I have no clue where to begin. I don't have a revolutionary idea yet, money or investors or any connections in the business world, nor business degree, clearly, because he's 17. What I clearly do is have some time, an internet connection, and some questions. So my questions are, how do you even come up with a legit business idea? Do you just wait for inspirations? Where do I actually start yet? Just trying things, and whom do I trust? And most importantly, is it possible to start something with close to $0? Not looking to become the next Bill Gates overnight. I'm just trying to understand the basics. Any advice, whether you've built something or just have knowledge, is appreciated. Also, if it has been asked before, drop the thread. I'll read it. You don't necessarily need to go on the internet. The internet is full of people also trying to make money. So you've got a lot of competition. I would start locally, especially when you're 17 years old. Starting a business locally, finding what is needed in your local area that no one has and that you can do without a college degree, without money, those kinds of things. You know, one of my favorites go to is anything to do with like services, lawn care, handyman kind of stuff. Learn, teach yourself skills that are important, that are needed, or learn from internships. Go in, try to become an electrician and a plumber. Learn all that you can, get your journeymans, and then start your business that way. I've got a couple of friends who did that. They learned to become a plumber. They become a general contractor. Now they own their own business, and they're doing a lot better. Learn skills, find the holes in your community that need to be filled, and fill it. That's the best way to start any kind of business. If there are 10,000 lawn care people, don't go starting a lawn care business because there's no need for more people. You got high competition. Find the industries where there's low competition, go for it. Held hostage by a high performer. Here's the short version of what's going on. I have a healthcare business and have a high performing receptionist. Patients love her and doctors love her too. She's great and works like a well-oiled machine. I recently brought in a business partner who bought in the business and whom I've known for a long time. He turned the business into a cash cow. He has great character, very respectful, and is very trustworthy. She didn't like him because he wanted to do things his way, which isn't adding more work for her. It's in fact making her job easier. She likes the old ways and is very resistant to change. We suspect she may have paranoia about losing her job. We reassured her and even offered her a lifetime contract, pretty much guaranteeing she won't be fired until she quits or retires. Full benefits package and paid vacation days, but it's not working and we don't get it. They keep fighting and it's affecting the mood in the business. She's been with us since the beginning and we love her and don't want to let her go. And she carries our let her go and she carries our business. As the receptionist in a healthcare business, is what makes or breaks the business. We could start looking for a new receptionist, but we're afraid we can't find someone like her. You're the boss, she's the receptionist. She needs to follow the boss, and whether it's you or your business partner, you are the boss. And unfortunately, sometimes, in this case, tough love may be needed, and you may need to go to her and say, look, your job is not going to be affected by these changes. No, we were not planning. We love you. Customers love you. But if you can't get along with one of the owners, a business partner, that may be the thing that actually gets you gone, gets you fired. And you may need to, if she doesn't figure it out, if she doesn't actually work with you, you may need to actually fire her. And it's a sad thing to do, but you can't have someone who's obstinate working against you doing that. It's not good for your customers. It's not good for your doctors. It's not good for everyone else if you have the receptionist going against the business owner, a business owner. So a little tough love is going to probably be needed in this case. That is all I got for you today. If you liked this, well, give it a like, give it a heart. And if you just came across this naturally, hit that subscribe button for more of these. I put these out once a week, try to at least. And if I said anything that you vehemently disagreed, there's a comment section there. Or hey, share those secret industries that no one knows about. Well, until next week.